Hi, and welcome to Animal Zone. I'm Arthur von Wiesenberger, and this handsome fellow is Mikey, my adopted pit bull. Animal Zone is the A to Z on everything about adoptable pets. Whether you're looking for a bird, a cat, a dog, or even a tortoise, we've got experts who can share their knowledge and insights. So cuddle up with your favorite critter and join us as we explore the Animal Zone. This week on Animal Zone, we're going to the Helen Woodward Animal Center down in beautiful San Diego, California. And we're going to meet some goats, some cats, a therapy dog, and some amazing puppies. Stay tuned, Animal Zone is coming up.
Bonjour Alex.
Bonjour Renaud.
Happiness? It's great food prepared the French way.
Chocolate eclair.
What makes you happy?
A touch of Paris.
Without the trip to France. Handcrafted daily in our bakeries, especially for you. Indulge yourself.
Bon appétit.
Please visit Renaud's in Gelston, Santa Barbara, Long Beach, and La Cañada, Flint Ridge.
The Santa Barbara Humane Society is an independent, local, community-based nonprofit with adoptable animals ready to find a forever home today.
At the Santa Barbara Humane Society, we provide low-cost spay and neuter services and vaccinations. It's important for your dogs and cats to get vaccinated to prevent illnesses. And spay and neuter surgeries help prevent unwanted pregnancies and can benefit the health of your pet.
At the Santa Barbara Humane Society, we want you to adopt, not chop.
And we're back here with Gercke, a PR director for the Helen Woodward Animal Center. And she's got my goat, or a bunch of goats. I mean, this one is adorable, and it's an old friend of yours.
It is an old friend of mine, yes. So of course, the animals here, as we had spoken about, they're all education animals. They do wonderful things about teaching compassion to kids. They are our education ambassadors. Millie in particular, this special little goat, she came to us in a very special way. We had actually been in Arizona. We were training with a bunch of groups out there, talking to them about how to help their organizations, and somebody mentioned this little orphan goat that they had that was in very, very bad shape. And Millie had not taken to her mother's milk. Somebody had said, oh, I've got a goat that's giving milk, I'll take her. She didn't take to that milk either. And the challenge is, after 2 days of having no food, that milk actually gives them all the antibodies and everything that they need to be healthy animals. So Millie suddenly was having upper respiratory problems and all sorts of illnesses, terrible fever, and they really thought that she wouldn't survive. They asked us if there was anything that we could do, and of course we have incredible animal hospitals here, and we take care of so many of these beautiful creatures. So we said, yes, send her down to us. She came down in a van, and she arrived here, and literally we carried her around in our arms. She was so, so tiny. And for a long, long time, I really don't think she knew she was a goat. I think she really thought that she was a human being, and we feel that way too. So she is now certainly an amazing education ambassador and a great story for kids about why you have to have responsible animal ownership. You can't think that you can take an animal when you really don't know for sure, and they have to constantly be under doctor's care when they're that young of an age. But she's living a very happy life with us now. She actually comes down to some of our events. She knows how to ride in a van because she's done so much of her life. So she's a great companion. I would say for anybody who thinks about getting a goat as a pet, She still does eat a lot of stuff, including paper and any plants you have. So it's not something where you just want to grab a goat and put it in your backyard. They really do need constant attention and care, and she's really worth it for us. We just love her so much.
You were saying earlier how much social media has helped you reach out into not just the community, but into the world. It's a way to get these animals out there front and center. And Millie has her own webpage, right?
She does. She has her own Instagram account, and she's being followed by her Instagram followers. She's very popular. She's such a funny goat, and she is willing to throw on a shirt for a certain campaign. She's actually just trying to eat my phone right now. She wants to get on social media because she's very social media savvy. I actually think that one of the beautiful things about social media, and there's ups and downs about social media, but as far as spreading the word about rescue animals and the responsibility that we have as human beings to help them, and the simple things we can do, whether it's fostering or bringing an extra bag of food over to your local shelter, or maybe there's one certain pet that needs some medical care and you can help that pet specifically. You can't help them all, but you can help that one. It is such a lovely thing when shelters are able to use Instagram and Facebook and all the social media sites to basically say, here's what we're doing, this is the beautiful work, this is the beautiful, amazing stories that we have to tell. Is there anything that you can do to help? And Millie really found a lot of followers with her story. So yeah, she definitely keeps the fans entertained at all times now.
That's great. I mean, Millie, and I bet her favorite flavor is vanilla, right? Well, Millie, thank you for being here, and Jessica, of course. And we're going to take a quick break, and we've got more Animal Zone coming up very soon. Hey, take a look at these loving animals that you can adopt today. And don't worry, if someone beats you to the shelter, there are plenty more wonderful animals ready to find you and their forever home.
Every morning you could count on it being there with the rise of the sun. We're proud to say we've been there every day with you. The Santa Barbara News Press plans to continue sharing the news of the day with you all through the year and beyond. It's nice to know there are some things you can still count on. The Santa Barbara News Press, serving Santa Barbara since 1855.
Subscribe today. Call 1-800-654-3292.
We're here at the Helen Woodward Animal Center in their cattery with Jessica Gercke and some amazing kittens, including this little girl that I'm falling in love with.
Yeah, she looks like she's falling in love with you too. That's Babe, actually, and this is Ruth. They've got names that match one another because we try to encourage people when they're adopting kittens to get two together, because they sure enjoy the nighttime and they sure enjoy playing. And sometimes people don't realize when they're going to take kittens home that their time is the evening when people are trying to go to bed. So this keeps them entertained to have their little friend there.
And you also have an amazing show when you have two kittens together.
Absolutely, yeah.
You don't need TV anymore.
No, you don't.
Except for AnimalZone. You don't need TV. You know, it's really true. And I noticed that, I mean, I have 3 cats at home, and
I'm proud of you, Arthur.
They keep us up a lot. But you learn how to live around it. You have their own little place they can go to at night, so they can do their thing while you try and get some sleep. But they are so so much fun.
Yes.
And kittens and cats in general are just an amazing pet.
Yeah, very, very different pets than dogs. And you know, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I'm not a cat person, and I just think they haven't met the right cat. But there are differences in personalities, and they are a little bit more independent. Dogs definitely, it's a bigger time commitment because you need to get them outside, walking around. Most of them are not going to be happy just staying inside, where cats actually get content. They'll find their little places. They like a certain window and to watch birds. And but they also there are lap cats, and people think that, oh, I'm not going to get much company out of a cat. I say you're very wrong. Cats will attach themselves to you and you'll have a lifetime friend.
That's true, and of course cats have been revered through the ages.
Yes.
I mean, the ancient Egyptians felt the cats were deities. They were very, very special because they kept the grains free from rodents.
Yes, exactly.
And,
doing their job.
And they were also, I gather that in a home in Egypt, when your cat died, the Egyptians would shave their eyebrows as respect for losing their cat.
Well, I'm telling you, we do feel that sad when we lose our best furry friends, so I can imagine.
It's amazing. But the great thing about cats is that they are self-sufficient, whereas dogs, they kind of feel sad when they see you leave, and of course they're very happy when you come home.
Yes.
Cats, they go, see you later. And when you come back, hi, welcome back.
Exactly.
Where's my food?
Exactly, yeah. The first animal I had independently was a cat, because I thought, okay, you know, I have a very busy schedule with work, and I thought, oh, this will work for me. And I was really surprised to find how much it lightened my life. There were things that I did every day, like folding clothes, that all of a sudden I'd be folding a towel and I suddenly had a kitten hanging to it, and I'd be laughing, and I realized, wow, they're such good companions, completely different ways. You're absolutely right that they are more independent, so it was easier for me as far as working goes, but they also were very, very affectionate, and started my true love of animals and how much I love them today.
And you now have how many animals?
I have 2 dogs and 2 cats, and they all get along, surprisingly. So often I come in the door and I've got all 4 of them staring at me as I walk in, which is quite a delight. And each one has such a unique personality, each one. Our cat Pippa is probably more... And they're climbers, you can see. He's climbing up to see that one up there. Well, let's make sure that, oh, there we go.
There we go, okay.
But our cat Pippa is actually more affectionate than my dog Willow, you know, and then my dog Wilson is probably more affectionate than all of them. He's such a player. But each one has their own unique personalities, and each one makes me happy in such unique ways.
And so here at the Helen Woodward Animal Center, you have cats that are up for adoption year-round, and it looks like you got kittens year-round as well.
We have a lot of course, kitten season is huge. When we first start seeing those kittens come in, which starts in around the early spring, we'll have tons of them. But yeah, we even have them now, tons of them. I think that you know, everybody that comes to Helen Woodward Animal Center ends up talking to our wonderful staff here, and the staff will talk to them. Some people will come in with the idea that they want to adopt a husky, and when people find out that, or our adoption staff finds out that they're not home very often and that they don't have high fences, they'll start talking to them about a certain type of animal that might be better for them. And some people come in here thinking they're going to get a dog, and then they fall in love with a cat because they realize that it works better for their life.
You just never know what you're going to connect to
really
when you come to adopt an animal.
You really don't. But this one seems to be connecting to that one.
I think that, or maybe that one's got some catnip. I don't know what's going on, but anyway.
She's fallen in love.
Well, Jessica, thank you so much. I love these kitties.
Yes.
And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back soon with more AnimalZone.
Hi, I'm Mike Arms, President and CEO of Helen Woodward Animal Center, and you're watching AnimalZone.
Hey, take a look at these loving animals that you can adopt today. And don't worry, if someone beats you to the shelter, there are plenty more wonderful animals ready to find you and their forever home.
Care for Paws was started in 2009 with the goal to reduce pet overpopulation and keep animals out of shelters, and also to ensure that pets can stay with their owners for life. We, from the get-go, established a free spay and neuter program that would help low-income pet owners fix their pets. So we provide shots, microchips, dewormer, flea treatment. We also have a veterinary intervention program. It's a way for us to help improve the quality of life for the animal as well for the owner, because when an animal suffers in the family, so does the rest of the family.
Water, the essence of life, flowing from Mother Earth, gathering essential minerals, trace elements, and vitality as it journeys to the surface, collected fresh and pure from springs around the world, each one as unique as a fingerprint. The world's best bottled waters are waiting for you at bottledwaterweb.com. We're here at the Helen Woodward Animal Center with Robin, who is the Pet Encounter Therapy Manager, and Baloney.
Yes.
And Baloney is a therapy dog, right?
Yes. I have the best job in the world here. I drive around San Diego with incredible animals and incredibly kind volunteers, and we bring healing, love, and unconditional acceptance to people in need.
How does a dog become a therapy dog?
Well, every dog, when the dog first comes to us, we assess to see if this is a potential career, because there are a lot of dogs that have love to give, but not necessarily in new surroundings with strange situations. And so we test the dog, we screen them for behavior, we screen them for any medical issues to make sure that they're going to enjoy it as much as the people that we visit.
And does Baloney like being a therapy dog?
He loves the work. I mean, he loves visiting everyone, but seniors, people that are in hospice, teens and kids, I think those are the ones that really kind of light him up and just make him smile the whole time.
Any particular stories that you can tell us about Baloney?
You know, the thing that these animals give is so profound. There's an unconditional love and acceptance that these animals offer to the people that we see, and many of them, the seniors, the veterans, people that are dealing with homelessness, they may have been kind of isolated from society, and so they give this incredible acceptance. But probably one of the best stories that ever happened in our program, we had a therapy dog that was asked to go in with a client that was in hospice. He was transitioning, he was pretty close to passing away, and the family asked for the dog to be laid in the bed with the man, saying he loved dogs. So the dog laid in the bed, but the man really didn't move. He hadn't moved in weeks. And the dog kind of took things into his own hands and crawled up and put his head in the man's hand, and the man started to pet. And that was the first that he had moved in weeks. So even though he was transitioning, he still was able to accept and give love to that dog. We've had people that haven't spoken in months after a stroke start to talk to our animals, because again, there's no judgment. They don't try to correct your sentence or finish your sentence. They just listen and they just love. Children will talk about their trauma to the animals because it's a safe place, because they just listen, they don't ask questions. And it's a beautiful gift that animals have to give.
Wow, that's fantastic. Well, Baloney, you're doing amazing work. Thank you for all that you do for all the people in the world, and you are so sweet. I mean, you just can't help but pet him myself.
Oh, he is. Oh, and kisses. He only gives kisses to people he likes.
Oh, you're so sweet. Well, thank you so much,
oh,
Robin,
thank
for
you.
bringing Baloney onto AnimalZone, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after these licks. Another lick? We've got a lot more coming up from the Helen Woodward Animal Center. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
My grandfather taught me about the beauty of the rugs. Each one tells a story. Story about the person who wove it, the person who bought it, the person who inherits it, the person who treasures it. It's amazing how simply looking at an object can bring you back to a different place and time, or remind you of someone you love. At Santa Barbara Design Center, we want to help you find the rug that will travel through time with your family for generations to come. Visit us at 410 Oliver Street and find your treasure today.
The Santa Barbara County Animal Care Foundation is dedicated to saving animals' lives, but we need your help to continue this critical work. SBCACF provides year-round medical and surgical care so that abandoned, homeless, or abused animals receive the best second chance at finding a loving home.
No animal is turned away from surgical care.
To learn more and assist us in keeping that pledge, visit sbcanimalcare.org and make a donation today.
If they can be saved,
we want to save them.
We're here with Jennifer, who's the operations manager here at the Helen Woodward Animal Center. And we have a few little pups that are running around, about 5 of them, I think,
There
right?
are, we do, and you have quite a nice one here.
Now, these are guys that have come from somewhere around California.
Yeah, yep, up in the Central Valley area. We work far and wide. Anywhere that we are able to offer assistance for orphan pets, that's where we want to be providing help. There is a need in the Central Valley area, as you can see. So these guys joined us not that long ago. They've been through our foster homes, been through medical and everything, and they are ready to find their forever homes.
Wow, and this one is just adorable. I can see where all 5 of them would be good in one home, but it'd be a busy home.
Be a busy home. I don't know if I could handle all 5.
So tell me a little bit about how you got into the animal world.
Yeah, no, growing up, I've always loved animals. I always knew I wanted to work with animals. I was that little kid saying I'm going to be a vet or, you know, a dolphin trader or anything. I just knew I wanted to work with animals. So throughout my whole life, kind of always was working with them here and there. And through my career and just knowing of the center, very fortunate to be here for the last 3 years.
And by overseeing operations, that goes beyond just pet adoption.
Oh man, yeah. So as the director of operations, you see everything. So I oversee adoptions, which is these guys, all the way to our foster program, our volunteers, our training. Oh, you gotta go run. Education department, we service about 3,000 plus campers, if not more, a year that are coming in for humane education and to learn all about animals, as well as a boarding facility here on campus. So at Helen Woodward, we're very lucky to have about 12 acres, and we have a lot of programs within that.
So if our viewers see an animal they want to adopt, what's the usual procedure as far as how do you qualify them and how do you explain to them what the responsibilities are?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it depends on if you're a first-time dog owner, if you want to come in for a puppy, we're going to talk about are you ready to wake up every couple of hours, and have you ever been a parent? Because it's kind of like that. Sorry. I'm so sorry. They had something to say about that too.
They want to show what puppies can do.
They wanted to show off. That was great. So no, we think of ourselves as matchmakers. We want to find out the person that's looking to adopt, and we want to know our animals so we can say, this is the perfect animal for you and your lifestyle.
Right. Now, are there certain people that just shouldn't think about having pets?
You know, I think in all of us, we're always going to have those seasons in our lives where sometimes it's hard to give enough attention and time to an animal. So I think when you're looking to adopt or expand your family, you want to think about those things. How much time do we spend at work? Who would be watching a puppy during the day if it needs, you know, attention and training and to go to the bathroom? So it's a big commitment to not take lightly.
Right. Well, you can always steer them maybe towards animals that are a little less overwhelming, maybe a cat.
Exactly. You could go with a cat, and something that we love here is we have a foster program, which is great. It's the best of both worlds. You get the love and affection of an animal, and you're giving it a safe, loving home, while we get to take care of everything. We provide all of the food, the bedding, medical care. We just want you to love and just cherish that animal while it's in your foster home. So that's the perfect, if you're not ready to be a pet parent full-time, part-time foster.
Now, are you a pet parent?
Oh, I'm a pet parent.
What have you got?
2 dogs. I am a foster failure, I will say. So I have 2 dogs right now. Charlie, who is gonna be a 12-year-old pug mix. And then Cooper, who actually I adopted here from the center. He was a rescue out of Texas and a heartworm survivor. So he is the love of our life.
So what got you when you saw Cooper? I mean,
You know, it's so funny when you say that because it was on a trip. We had actually made connections with a shelter out in Texas going out to help with Hurricane Harvey. And about a year later, they called us again and said, we are in desperate need. We have over 1,600 animals in our shelter. We don't want to euthanize. Can you take any? And this picture of this dog named Bob came by, and there was something about Bob. And I just fell in love with this little face, and I knew he had heartworm. We knew it was going to be a big commitment to get him healthy, to treat the heartworm. But we wanted to make that commitment to Helen Woodward. And I actually went out on that transport with another staff member of medical, and we assessed all the animals. We brought back as many as we could. Bob was one of them. He actually drove on a transport. We have transports that will drive all night and help us out and bring the animals to us, and I just couldn't get it out of my head. The next morning I was here, I flew home, and he was on the car driving this way, and I woke up and told my husband I gotta go meet Bob when he gets to the center. And next thing you know, he was in our house and has never left.
so what do you love most about Bob?
You know, I love that he is a survivor. He's 2 years old, so he was a puppy during Harvey. Upon starting his treatment for heartworm, we had no idea, and nor did, I should say, the Texas shelter that he had been shot. He has pellets all over him, and he survived heartworm, and he is just, it is incredible when you see an animal that was so close to not having a chance to survive, learning to love and learning to accept love. And for the first month that he was in our house, he wouldn't even sleep. He would sleep sitting up. He would fall asleep sitting up, almost on attention, as a stray, as a dog that had been shot. And he was in the shelter for a while, so it was a hard adjustment. But now you see him learn to play with toys. That's a new thing that's happening 3 months ago. So to see him kind of break out of his shell, I think, is my absolute favorite thing.
Wow. And does he bark?
You know what? He is almost, I hate to say it, I love you, Charlie, and I'm so sorry. Cooper's kind of the perfect dog. He doesn't even bark.
Wow.
I know. He's amazing.
All right, so you have other Bobs in the household.
There are other Bobs, yes.
Right.
So we have Charlie and we have Cooper, but that's it. We are an animal house, not human kids, only four-legged, please.
This is a great place. Well, thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for being here. This is our little circus here on AnimalZone. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we got more animals on AnimalZone.
Hi, I'm Carrie Burns, and I'm the Executive Director for the Santa Barbara Humane Society. And what we want you to know is that Humane Societies are local to each community. No one is associated with the National Humane Society. So when you donate or you adopt, know that everything that you touch is right there in your own backyard. We want you to donate, volunteer, and adopt. For more information, visit sbhumanesociety.org.
Every morning you could count on it being there with the rise of the sun. We're proud to say we've been there every day with you. The Santa Barbara News Press plans to continue sharing the news of the day with you all through the year and beyond. It's nice to know there are some things you can still count on. The Santa Barbara News Press, serving Santa Barbara since 1855.
Subscribe today. Call 1-800-654-3292.
Bonjour Alex.
Bonjour Renaud.
Happiness? It's great food prepared the French way.
Chocolate eclair.
What makes you happy?
A touch of Paris.
Without the trip to France. Handcrafted daily in our bakeries, especially for you. Indulge yourself.
Bon appétit.
Please visit Renault's in Gelston, Santa Barbara, Long Beach, and La Cañada, Flint Ridge.
Weren't there some amazing animals and guests? You who adopt animals from shelters, you are the true heroes. If you want to see more about AnimalZone and other things, check out our website, animalzone.org, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Never was a friend so true, never was a friend like you. Canine, you're my best friend. Canine of mine, friend for all time. So glad you're my best friend. Through thick and thin, we'll see things through. Canine of mine, so true. Did I find you or did you find me? Either way, it's still serendipity. When I saw you, it was plain to see you weren't just another lassie wannabe. Oh, canine of mine, friend for all time. I'm so glad you're my best friend.